This is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead on Fabric Friday. I'm making pot holders. You saw me quilting one of them up. Just a very simple stippling I've done on them, just to hold all the wadding batting in place. And yes, I have embroidered the designs, but if you haven't got an embroidery machine, just choose some nice material and put strips of it. But what I want to show you on this is how I bind them. So that's one that's been done, and this is one that I'm going to do now. I have got strips of fabric which are 1.25 inches wide. Now for the size of these pot holders, it's just width of fabric. That's all I need, and it more or less exactly goes round. But for your pot holders, you can measure them so you can get the right amount. Now I do it all by machine, so I start with the back facing up on one of the sides, and I want them to join about midway. So I'll put that, clip it there. The rest of it I will start a couple of inches before the corner, that type of thing. Would help if I turn the machine on. Back tack or do a locking stitch and then go to the corner. This foot I've got on here is a 1/4 inch foot, but take it to about 1/4 inch away from this bottom edge. What I do then, let me move my chair, lift your presser foot, turn it slightly and then go off diagonally to the very point. Now the reason I do this is because I think it gives a nice sharp edge to your mitered corner. Although this is the back of it, you can see how sharp my mitered corners are, which helps when you're doing them from the front. So that's why I go off diagonally. And you just fold up, take it, fold it down, so your raw edge is against this bottom edge. You don't have to do this, but I clip it up out the way. Now you can't see it, but you can feel where it's folded there, and you want to drop your needle exactly at that spot and lock your stitches off. Lay it down. And so same again, 1/4 inch away from this edge. Then I turn go off diagonally. Take it up, and because you've sewn off diagonally at the edge, it helps it to go where you want it to go. Fold it, I clip it, feel where your diagonal fold is and start exactly on there, 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. And I'll go round and then I'll show you what I do from the front. Now I've done the corners and I'm back to where I started. Yes, you can see the holes. I've trimmed a bit of the selvage. What you can do to join it, you can either butt them up together and then sew them together, which possibly is a better idea for me being so close to the stitch line. So if I fold it, that marks that one for me. So that's where I'd have to go for that one. Take this piece up to it and get it so it butts up against it. I've got some more of these to do, so I'll show you the joining it diagonally. But then you can take it to your machine and sew along those two lines. Well, I'm already at the machine, so let's get a clip, put it on there, check that those creased lines are still right, put it there. I'm doing this so it'll hold in easily because it's a bit difficult when it starts folding, but then you just sew along the line that you creased. Oops. It back out, take these clips off it, and you'll see that it lies exactly where you want it. So I'm just going to trim these selvage edges off a bit more and basically give it more or less 1/4, half an inch seam allowance on each. Go back and stitch this last bit down. Right, now we've gone all the way around. We've got to the where we started. The piece that we started with, turn that up and crease as much as you can, because that'll give you your sewing line. Then the piece that you finish with, take over and when this is it, look where your bottom one is, where you folded it back to. You can make a crease in there, so you can see your crease and you know that's where you cut. Now this is the awkward bit because we need to sew these two bits together, and you will have that, you will have the line that you creased. Yeah, there's another one because I've tried putting it in a different place first of all, and then I realised I could take some more of the selvage off. So as it's awkward, I'm holding it with my fingers, get it back level. In fact, I'll use one of the clips to hold it in place. This is fiddly, but it spreads the bulk nicely. Drop your needle and sew along your line to the corner of your underlying piece. Clip's done its job. I know you didn't see much of that, I'm sorry. But there you can see that it's going to work out just perfect. So it's not twisted or anything like that. So we can cut that off. I'm having about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, whichever you want to do. But if you open the seam out and just finger press it, that'll help give you a, that will help to spread the bulk. And then you just go back and stitch this down. Now I find it better if you just go around and clip all these end bits of thread, because they'll only get in your way and poke out where you don't want them to poke out. So the easiest thing is just clip them off. That's it, that's got 'em. Now we can take the clips off. What I do is turn it over, and then on each edge just turn under and then over, and I do that on all 4 edges, just like that. You may find it bulky at your corners. You can go in and trim them if you want, but because you've done that line of stitching to the corner, it should help it to lay flatter. Right, so we will just find a space now, and I'll show you what I do when I get to a corner. So I don't bother pinning or clipping the corners, I do them when I get to them on the sewing machine. So find a bit to start, lower your presser foot and stitch as close to the edge of the binding as you can get. Folding it as you go. Coming up to the corner, I make sure the corner is folded down and this straight line is also folded down. Lay it down so close to the edge. Get the seam ripper and pull it exactly from the corner and bring this bottom piece up, and you want to get them so the corners meet. And you just take it a stitch at a time. Sorry if my hand's in the way. I think I might do another one with it between my knees and you might be able to see it better. With the camera between my knees. That's it. Turn. And carry on. See, I don't know if you can see it, the nice fold that's there. Probably not, but try different positions so you might see better. Right, we're coming up to that corner, so I'm folding over, ready. This line that we're sewing, we want that down. Carry on until we're a bit close to the edge. And then seam rip it in, hold it down. And that gets you around the corner. You can see that corner that we've just gone round is like that. Now I'm going to move the camera because it's extremely awkward, this is. So I've got nice mitered corners for my pot holder. Thank you.